global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. The feud between Fubara and Wike has translated to national level, and of course the level of hunger, insecurity and poverty in the land has never been like this. In fact, it's unprecedented. The former deputy national chairman of PDP, Chief Bode George, have decided to speak up on the secret dealings going on within the rank and file of PDP and the problems Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going through, and why, in all sincerity, he needs to invite all those that handled the finances of Nigeria before his time. But in fact, 1 year tests have come and gone, and yet the result and the policies are not jiving at all. And he had said to point accusing fingers. In fact, they know themselves. He really exposed both the past, the present, and what Nigerians must expect, as we are really not out of the woods yet. And of course, he also explained the way out for PDP. Let's listen to him from the essence of this interview. Because according to Bode George, asked him questions about the internal squabbles going on PDP. He said, look, okay, let's take Rivers State, for example. Governor Wike, the governor presently serving, that's Governor Fubara, there is some kind of disagreement between the two of them. Now, the pain is spreading to the base of the party. There are leaders and elders who should have waded in and tell them, you know, it didn't go well. But it is the responsibility of the board of trustees of the party, that is the upper chamber. Let them get people to meet group A and also meet group B. They have leaders on either side. This party didn't just come from anywhere, but Ekweme and those others ensured that there was continuity and peace. You know, once you have more than 1 or 2 or 3 persons in an organization, they do disagree, but we must never be disagreeable. We will have differences of opinions about ideas and all that, and that's why you have elders. That's why the board of trustees was created, because they are to sustain and maintain the peace that you need when you will be fighting one another. If the national working committee cannot handle, they bring in the board of trustees, the elders, those who have gone to this front and war before, who have seen it all, to come in. I'm just watching. But Ekweme never raised his hands in an attempt to destroy the party. Rather, he kept on ensuring that there was peace, there was agreement. Those are the things that are handed over to us. So what are we waiting for? The man who is the chairman now is Senator Wabara. Let him get up. With the secretary, they are just warming the tables and chairs there. Get some other elders who are still there. 1 or 2 of these founding fathers are still alive, but they're not in good health. If you go and meet with them, bring them in. You need elders now in the room. It is not completely out of control, but the party cannot handle. We have had worse scenarios in the past and we were able to survive it. So why not now? They asked him a question. So what's the missing link then? Capacity, prioritization, or resource management? What's really the problem? They asked him. He said all these 3 items that is mentioned now are very key, and they are not being well addressed. If you really want to solve the problem, from my own perspective, if you want to solve these problems, those are managing directors of 5 banks. 5 top banks in Nigeria should be invited in the villa. They know what they did, how they mismanaged the resources of the country under General Buhari administration. You know, Bola had been trying to play some kind of game so that they don't put all the blame on him. I told him that we had 1 year of a test run for him, at least to learn what is happening in different sectors, and we have seen it all. And so what he has to do is to prefer solutions. Now the solutions is proffering, and those people who are the real managers of the financial institutions, the monetary and fiscal measures, policies of Nigeria, those are the people. Now you brought them back to be your advisors. So what are they going to talk to you about? What do they manufacture in the banks? Why is our own top bankers in Nigeria so homogeneously wealthy? than the people you find there as managing directors of Barclay banks, Lloyds Bank, and you all know all these kind of banks there. Then as what happened now? The money that was disbursed, the dollars that was handed over to the various banks for the use of customers who benefited from those states. We must talk the fact. They were just brushing things up on the surface and pretending that we will get the answer. So the people are now getting worse. It is not only the people at the bottom. If you are a rich or poor man, everyone is now hungry. Things are not working. All these policies will take you another century before they can realize what is looking for. We want something that that we immediately give an initial cushion. And the people say, let's see what is going on. All these theories you're propounding and throwing up and down, of what impact are they? The big had their election. The Conservative Party that had been there for about 14 years collapsed. They lost the election woefully. You know what the new Labour Prime Minister is saying? He said, look, he has heard about and he would be concerned about solving the problems rather than talking. So let the people see the impact of whatever theory, all these things you have just mentioned, that those things you mentioned are the key things. Nobody's achieving anything. You are in the military, they asked him. You have seen the insurgency. What is the president Tinubu doing wrong? Well, he now answered that. Say, look, yes, you see, we're trained not like policemen, because if you go to war, you have your enemies face to face frontally. It's either you bring them down or they bring you down. No big deal. But when you now have social or internal unrest and you deploy the military and any one of them is brought down, they will respond with the most potent force to fight back. We had suggested the council, the Constitutional and Conference Committee that was established by former President Jonathan stated that we need to have a local police, state police. It is so urgent because when you look at it, when we go to war, we have a defined enemy right. But in this one, it's an insurgency, insecurity within. You don't know who is who. They come out during the day dressed up like part of the area, but in the night they turn to be somebody else and something else. So what you need will be people within their own community to police them. They know the do's and the don'ts in their culture. They know the rules of the people in that culture. They know people from this house or that house. So they will be better off to be able to manage any aliens coming within their community. Okay, for God's sake, we need this police, we need this state police. They know their area. They know their language. They know their people. Look, I have one of my boys. He works with me. He has been in Borno over 7 years. He doesn't speak Hausa. He doesn't speak Fufude. He doesn't speak the local language. How can it be useful? They should stop politics now. We need reality on ground. Then I asked, so when is the next meeting coming up? He said, I'm not sure. I was told they shifted it to September. Is it before the Edo or after the Edo election? He said, I'm not too sure the date now. It was supposed to be August, but shifted to September. Then I asked the question. He said, in a Edo election, how do you think your party would fare? He said, I'm very positive that my party will do very well. You know why? The experiences of the national management of our nation in the last 9 years had not been anything to be proud of. Yes, we have our internal rumblings, and this is one of the reasons why the elders of our party should go and cool their nerves, because the majority of the electorate still believe that during the period of PDP, either national or local, they enjoyed themselves. Life was meaningful. What are these people doing to be given kudos to continue in what they are doing, to continue in the abject poverty, in stories without any positive outcomes to the people? Those are the issues, and they are now more conscious. They keep calling me. I pray that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will not mess up the elections. If INEC doesn't mess up the election, the will of the people will prevail. Those are the words of Chief Bode George, who took time to explain everything happening in Nigeria, beginning from River State and the likes. Let's meet in our conversation. What's the thing?
Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze.